Nobody puts Mariah Carey through any of this. I made it to Provo, Utah. No, I'm a New Yorker. That's a big deal. So if I scare you, I'm sorry. We have a tendency to be loud, and I don't mean to be loud, but I am. I was raised being loud. That's how we are in New York. I was in Texas doing a show, and they said, how come you New Yorkers are always shouting? I'm like, because we don't carry a gun. So, Texas, they got their guns on them. This is how we keep from getting robbed, by shouting. I'm serious. I'll be in Brooklyn trying to make it to the subway. I gotta look psychotic just to go to the A train. Nobody messes with me. You walk past the guy's house. You're like, oh, excuse me. Turn through. It's crazy. Everyone's telling me everyone's married up there. Is everyone married here? Great. Good way to feel bad about myself. I'm not married, and I don't have any kids, but I've yet to date a guy that deserves to be replicated. So it's not my fault. Some guys like, you hate guys. I don't hate guys. I just hate my guys. I make terrible choices, trust me. You don't need any more of these idiots running around. Someone's like, don't you want a mini you? I said, yes, but what if I roll the dice and end up with mini him? Spend the rest of my life turning mini him into the he wasn't. No use all three of us for going to jail. His dad for being himself, the kid for being like his dad, and me for having to kill the two of them, so... No, I don't know. Maybe it's a New York thing that I've been worried about falling in love. It's like I meet a lot of crazy guys. My apartment is like the size of this stage for $3,000. I bought a treadmill. It's like I'm living in a hamster cage. The cost of living there is so high, you can actually save money by going on vacation. And I travel a lot in comedy. I got lucky. I was recently in Paris. Yeah. Anyone here ever gone to Paris? It's amazing. They say it's a city of love, and it is. Every place I went, there were couples kissing. I went to the Eiffel Tower. There were couples making out and watching the sunset. I went to the fountain of the Louvre Museum. They're holding hands and splashing in the fountain. I walked around the corner. I looked in a pet store window. I saw two birds making out. And I said to the pet store guy, I said, what kind of birds are these? He was like, these are poulets d'amour. These are lovebirds. These birds are so in love that if you separate them, that they'll die. So I bought one. I don't want to be a third wheel in my own apartment. Everyone's in love but me. It's terrible, It's horrible. My brother just came out of the closet, and he just got married, which was a shock. Ever have someone come out the closet, but you knew they were gay all along? This is a guy who taught me how to walk in heels for my prom. 1, 2, 3, pivot. 1, 2, 3, pivot. Wave like the queen. Wave like the queen. He makes me sit through 3 hours of dinner, and then he comes out. I knew this is going to come as a shock. Then he clutched his pearls in his matching handbag. He's like, did you know? I'm like, Joe, you're a stewardess. He's a flight attendant. How am I not supposed... Maybe I'm scared off too. My parents didn't have a good mix growing up, Some people don't have good marriages. My grandparents, my Italian grandparents had a great marriage. Yes, I'm half Italian. My grandparents, yes, they came. You're Italian? One in this place. I'm sorry, Provo is so white, people were stopping me saying, wow, your hair's curly. I'm serious, I could rob this place with a bottle of hot sauce. All right, nobody move. Don't make me eat I'm serious, this is crazy. Everybody warned me. I didn't know what was gonna happen when I got here because I have to explain who I am. Do you not know that? Because I don't look like everybody, and my family, they fight. Like, you're going to Provo. What are you gonna say? Are you gonna tell them you're Italian? You're gonna tell them you're the other side? Because I'm half Italian and I'm half black. Yes, look at this room. Everyone's like, is she kidding? Is she making a joke? No, I've seen me. I know what I look like. I'm serious. I got an Italian father and a black mother. This happens. Some people are like, oh, why you look that light? Are you making it up? Why you look? You get a brown bunny, you get a white bunny. The two of them mate. You get a brown bunny, a striped bunny, one that looks like me, and nobody puts Mariah Carey through any of this. I come from light-skinned black people and dark-skinned white people. They're the same complexion. I come from Sinbad yellow black people. That should be a crayon, Sinbad yellow. It's very complicated because people don't know often, and then I end up in very uncomfortable positions. I've been at the job, and on the job, a guy comes up and says, hey, I know it's your first day, but follow the black people around the store. They have a tendency to steal. Then I'm like, do I sue him now or wait a week at least? Are there rules for this? Do you know what I'm saying? And then my white half starts going, we need to straighten him out. He's wrong for being racist. And then the black side's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We need this job. And then the white girl in me is like, our daddy's rich, he's white, he can pay the rent, let's do it! And it's like, I come from Italians that are straight off the boat from Sicily. My father, straight off the boat, moved to an Italian neighborhood, my grandparents. Did you ever been in an Italian neighborhood? Sorry, let me do that again. Ever been in an Italian neighborhood? No, she's laughing. They scare me. No, listen. They may feed you to death. That's it. They just eat another one. Have some more. You sure you're not hungry? Have some more. Italians are funny. They like to live together. Not like you guys can relate to any of that. But I'm in Mormon country, people. Because America might not know. So anyway, my Italian family came off the boat, moved to an Italian neighborhood. And they checked the neighborhood. Like, you have to be real Italian. Like, the butcher's Italian, the hairdresser's Italian, the jeweler's a Jew. But everybody else has to be Italian. And then they test you if you're Italian enough to live in the neighborhood. They have tests. If you don't move when you say Italian, you're not Italian. That's the test. I'm serious. I got a brother-in-law, third generation Italian. You say, are you Italian? He goes, I'm Italian. When you're Italian, you gotta rock. I'm Italian, rock. 6, 7, 8. This guy over here, 6, 7, 8. He's not Italian, 6, 7, 8. Italians are like Jell-O. They're just constantly moving. Over here, over there. This guy over here. I'm serious. I got my best friend Tiffy. She doesn't even know. She's like my friend Tiffy, who's like, I don't understand the Italians, Maija. They're so weird. They keep telling me I'm Italian. What is it? I'm like, that's how we're answering a question. Are you hungry? I'm Italian. Are you gonna beat a guy with that baseball bat? I'm Italian. What do you think over here? I'm Italian. I'm answering a question. But my parents, they said it was a tough combination. My Italian grandparents were not prepared for their only son, their only child, to marry my mother, a black woman. They would have been more welcoming if my father came home with a gay vampire, you know? We made this sauce with no garlic, just how you like. And my grandmother was really racist. And people can't handle racism. Everyone gets scared when they hear racism. They freak out, but what if that racist is your grandmother? And she loves you, but walks up and she used to grab my face and go, so beautiful. Your face, your skin is so white to thank God. And walk away. This is a reality of my life. And don't worry, the black side was very upset that my mother married my father. My black grandfather took one look at my Sicilian father and said, are you sure I want to marry that Italian? He's awfully dark. Do you know how many generations it took for us to get this light and still be black? Think of your children. This is how crazy my family is. I don't even have any good black stereotypes. I had to learn it, you know what I'm saying? Whoa, holla. To be a rapper, I had to learn from my white friends how to sound black. I'm serious, because I come from very bourgeoisie black people. They call each other darling. How are you, darling? It was tough. It was tough, and people, I love how everyone tries to get together. Like my best friend Tiffy is always like, Maya, you can't talk about cultures. It's racist. It's not racist. If I said Asians eat rice, is that racist? She's like, yes. Ever give Italians rice? They screw it up so bad, risotto was an accident. It's culture. Yes, we're different. People don't understand how different we are. Something as simple as how we eat a piece of chicken is completely different between households. And I know, because my father later married an Irish woman. My stepmother was Irish. And that was I'm telling you, my parents, first of all, let's say, they didn't have an easy combination. Because in the Italian family, the man is always the strong arm, right? The strong arm always has the last word. Not when you're married to a black woman. When his strong arm was broken in 6 places, his last words were, I'm not afraid of you. It was terrible, it was terrible. And so when my parents split up, my dad married an Irish woman, and that was totally different. That household was completely different. My stepsister could lock her mother out of her house, and her mother would stand at the driveway, Gabrielle, you open this door! My mother would have burned the house down with me in it. Don't come out. My mother used to have those sister phrases when she'd whoop my butt. You know, like those, I'm gonna snatch you in the next Tuesday. I'm gonna beat the black off of you. Was obviously beaten a lot. But that's why in relationships I don't get along, you know? I don't know who I'm supposed to be, because it's completely different between households. Something like eating a piece of chicken. My mother used to be so proud at how I'd eat my chicken. Look at how Maya cleans those bones. Is she eating the marrow? That's my girl. That's my girl. Did you ever eat chicken with white people? Oh my God, there's a vein in it. Throw it out, it's disgusting. It was a live one. Then I'm back at the black household. Did you just throw away a perfectly good piece of chicken? She's never invited back. But go to the Italian household, my grandmother, shame on you for eating a chicken. A man might have wanted this piece of chicken. Your own greed is gonna keep you single for the rest of your life. That's why in relationships, I don't know if I'm supposed to be passive-aggressive, aggressive, or slave. Oh, the Italian women want to be slaves. My grandmother used to sleep in a chair next to the stove. She used to look at cooking scars as if they were battle scars. Do you see that right there? Lasagna, 1978. Even holidays were totally different. You don't understand. I would just go like Thanksgiving in an Italian household is like 9 hours of eating. Now I know for white folks, you're like, who can eat for 9 hours? I almost had a full sandwich once in my life. Look at her, she's skinny in the front. She's starving. I I've walked around, I've seen you guys. Everyone's like, hi, I'm 2 pounds and a blonde. I'm like, where have they been hiding these white people? America, this is Africa for white people in Provo. I'm sorry, like Tiffy? Oh no, you're not Tiffy. Biffy, no, you're not Biffy. Biffy, Muffy, Muffy, Fluffy. Hi. Oh my, I was like, oh my gosh, this is stressful. Everyone's so happy. As a New Yorker, this is unnerving. You people look us in the eye, do you know? I've never seen anyone look me in the eye my entire life. You guys like, hello? I was like, wow, do you guys make butter? I'm sorry, I think that's the Amish. But do you make butter? Wrong white people. I don't know, sorry. No, serious, I was so excited to come to Utah. I've been waiting to taste your Jell-O. You have no idea. People are tuning in. We are in Provo, Utah. You have no idea. They told us it's a dry county and it's called Dry Bar, and I don't even drink, and I got nervous. I was like, should I buy alcohol? What's happening here? And then I went to the bar. You would love it. It's like Willy Wonka land. It's all sugar. If anyone's trying to get away from alcohol, this is the motherland. It's been straight gummy bears and chocolates. It's fantastic. Sorry. I'm wired from the sugar. Okay, so anyway, these Italians, which I'm trying to explain, 9 hours of eating, it's crazy. The table is like this long. Every person who's in the country from Italy is sitting at the table, and nobody else gets up from the table, but 90-year-old women are walking around serving all these. You know what that's like to see a 90-year-old woman slaving by the stove? My grandmother was like that, which is very strange. Because in the black household, it's Thanksgiving time. It's like, you should be cooking for us. Y'all are grown. I ain't nobody's slave. I ain't nobody's slave. I ain't nobody's slave. Fine, I'll cook. Because when you're Italian, you cook till you're dead. I got an aunt who's like 96 years old in a wheelchair. Pulls herself up to hold. She's got to cook for the babies. The babies are going to starve. You mean me and my sister? No, your father, who's 70 years old. The babies are gonna starve. That's why you guys married?
Yes.
Yes. How long were you dating before you got married?
7 years.
7 years. Oh wow, you waited a long time. You had a lot of work to do, huh? Men are funny because I don't realize how much work we put in to catch you. I don't think you caught us, but we plotted to catch you. That's why we have wedding parties. It's kind of like we all got together to catch you party, do you know? 9 years. 9 years, really, dating? 7. She's trying to make it shorter. That means 9 years, because what we do is to catch you, we have to wear shoes we can't even walk in, trying to look cute. Do you know what I'm saying? I got eyelashes done to catch a guy. I got eyelashes on top of my eyelashes. I only have peripheral vision. We do a lot, because as a woman, you have to be strong, right, to catch a man. You need to be strong, yet feminine. Independent, yet meek. Sexy, but not slutty, with a splash of hoe. Intelligent, yet needing him for his great wisdom. What if he doesn't have any? Then you gotta fake like everything's his ideas. Give him the answers, you know? Because it's not who we are, but who we can convince him we are and keep up the lie for the rest of our lives. Until they come back in 5 years and say, you're not the woman I fell in love with. Pfft, I was never the woman you fell in love with. You caught on. Time to lose the weight and start over. So, it's a lot of work to catch you guys. I'm serious. That's why women don't like each other. We don't. We spot each other from her. Look at her. Look at what she's got on. Oh, not you guys, because you're all perfect. I know. I have kind of walked around Provo like, oh my gosh, there's not even a pimple in this town. What are these people eating? It's the cold. That's how cold it is. It's cold. White folks love cold, right? You guys like the cold. No, she's like, no, it's not at 10 degrees. It's cold. It's 40 degrees. I'm walking in. You guys all still have your air conditioners on. But that's what I'm saying. Dating and relationships is hard. So for me, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to act, you know? I don't know who I'm supposed to date. Falling in love is really hard. My Italian grandmother would always say, you cook for your husband. You clean for your husband. You iron his clothes. You iron his socks. My mother was like, don't do anything for any man. He's a grown man. Which screws me up because I'll leave a man in a minute, but I'll pre-plan his meals before I go. I'm never coming back. There's marinara sauce in the freezer. Lasagna in the oven, 375. My grandmother wanted me to date an Italian boy, you know. She wanted me to date Squiggly Gigliani from across the street, you know. I'm like, I'm not dating him. He's 40 years old. He lives at home with his mother. She's like, when you're Italian, you're supposed to live at home with your mother. Till you get married, then you move downstairs. His brother owns a classic dessert company. We get free cheesecake. Great, you're selling me off for cheesecake. Thank you. Free cheesecake. Thank you, Grandma. Relationships are hard. I'm serious. That's why I'm single. I can't do all that work. A lot of work trying to look fly and show up on a date starving and sit there with a guy and order an appetizer and, oh, this dinner's gonna cost me $50. Like, this cost me $600 just to look this cute. The guys are like, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship. You're like, look, I'm waxing eyebrows and shaving and plucking, and you're gonna be in a relationship whether I like you or not. I always see married guys like, I don't know why my wife seems to hate me. When did that start? It's like, she hated you all along. She was proving a point. We're evil. Women are evil. We'll plot 6 hours just to ignore you guys for 2 seconds. Have all of our friends involved. You guys don't even know. There'll be like a hair behind the toilet. We'll find the hair. No, it's not our hair. Be like, whose is this? I'm gonna bag this, take it back to the lab. Turns into an episode of CSI Provo. We're gonna find out who that woman is. That's so nuts. That's why we don't support each other. Remember all those years we say, if there was a female president, there'd be no wars? Pfft, we bombing a country that looks better than us. First country's gotta go is Sweden. Like, Sweden, those blondes, they're harmless. Let's take out the Philippines. Philippines, Don't you want Iraq? Iraq, they're covered. I'm gonna bomb LA. I know. So hopefully I'll find love soon. I don't know who I'm supposed to date. You know, I'm always white and black at the wrong time with the wrong group. It's very confusing. Lots of people always, like I said, in the end, people have always been concerned. They come to me a lot and they say, you know, you talk a lot about race, but how did your family in the end handle it? So, well, in the end, it was simple. You know, my grandmother finally came over and had ribs and greens and collard greens and mac and cheese, and she loved it. And then she jumped up and hugged my mother's sister. And my mom's sister turned to her and said, isn't this wonderful? After all these years, your grandmother's finally accepted us. That's called love. I said, actually, it's called Alzheimer's. biggest racists at the end of their life always end up with a caregiver of the race that they hated the most. You walk in, grandma's holding some woman's hand. This woman here is the most wonderful woman I've ever met. I started to crack up because I know grandma's a racist, but she forgot. Now her and the caregiver look at me like I'm the racist because I'm laughing. Next thing you know, the caregiver gets the house. I'm at the lawyer's office. She's dressed better than me. Last week, the nurse was in a Hello Kitty smock. Now she's in an Armani suit. I look like the schlub begging for grandma's house. Damn it, grandma told me never to trust those people. All right, guys. My name's Maija. Sending you all love and blessings, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for the support.